been a problem in this stadium in the past, gusting and swirling, and it's going to really affect the quarterbacks as well as the receivers' ability to adjust to the football.
Kevin Falk from the goal line. Off the Ritchie kick, here's Falk, angling to the outside. Falk trying to cut it towards the sideline and twirled down as he crosses the 30-yard line by Ronnie Jenkins on special teams. 32-yard return. Major storyline here today, Tom Brady, the development, just his third NFL start. In for the injured Drew Bledsoe, who is still at least a week away from light workouts. And one thing Bill Belichick told us in our meetings, Tom Brady is the most improved player that he has seen on this roster from last year's team.
And one thing they're impressed with the young quarterback is he hasn't thrown any interceptions, done a good job of protecting the football, not turning it over.
Terry Glenn has come onto the field in a 3-wide receiver look to open up, and a 1st and 10 from the 32. Shotgun, Brady underneath the coverage, able to find his receiver David Patton for a gain of 2. He tried to turn it upfield, a modest gain on 1st down. Junior Seau with the stop along with Molden. Patriots offense, what a recovery for Joe Andruzzi, injured last week. Andruzzi in the lineup despite the injured knee. Backs and receivers, Antoine Smith. San Diego is familiar with him because of all of their Buffalo connections. We'll get into that momentarily. Terry Glenn will see action today, his first of the season after serving his suspension. On a handoff, Smith up the gut, and not much there. A 2-yard gain up the middle, and Rodney Harrison, first man to greet him. San Diego defense, even amidst the 1-15 season, the defense, they were steady last year. Hard to believe with what they put up in the end. Wiley and Johnson, the bookend pass rushers. The linebackers might as well get a timeshare for Junior Seau in Hawaii, the way that he's been to the Pro Bowl 10 straight years. And the secondary, newcomers, Molden and McNeil, the free agents that John Butler went out and got during the offseason. Out of the shotgun, a flag comes down, and it was Johnson on the rush who may have jumped. We will hear from Terry McCauley, our referee, for the first time today.
Offside, defense. Number 99, unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And it's Rayleigh Johnson. That's his game. He gets to the quarterback. He's got to jump early. You see him right there. Nothing to really draw him off. He just wants to get to the quarterback. 10.5 sacks in the 99 season. Missed most of last year with an injured knee. So he's been having a pretty productive season so far here in the 2001 season. Anxious to get to the quarterback. Let's just have to time it up a little bit.
Changes a 3rd and 6 to a 3rd and 1. And up the middle for Smith. First down, New England. Out near midfield, a 7-yard burst. And give some credit to Greg Robinson-Randall, making that space for Smith to work through.
The Patriots have been trying to find someone to carry the load in the running game since the departure of Curtis Martin, and now Antoine Smith is going to get that opportunity today and pretty much for the most of the season here. So they're going to ask him to do a lot in the running game.
Out of the shotgun from the 49-yard line. Brady again. They set it up for Glenn. His first touch. And Glenn hurdling into San Diego territory and down at the 45-yard line. That's a 7-yard hookup. How much does this change the New England offense, Solomon, getting Terry Glenn back?
I think just his presence on the football field, I think, affects their offense immensely. It takes the double coverage off of Troy Brown, a player who's been very productive as a wide receiver for the Patriots. So just the presence of Terry Glenn on the field, I think, helps to open up the passing game for the Patriots.
What a soap opera it's been. 4-game suspension for violating the league's substance abuse policy. Belichick suspended him for the season when he failed to return to camp. And an arbitrator ruled that he is eligible to come back. Brady on the move, and Brown cannot bring it in. It would have been a 1st down throw for New England. Instead, they'll face a 3rd and short.
And I talked to the Patriots offensive coordinator, Charlie Weiss. He told me that we need Tom Brady to come out and be very accurate at the beginning of the game. He struggled with accuracy early in both of their last 2 ball games, and he's come out, he's made a couple of completions, but that drop there by Troy Brown. It's what a young quarterback needs for his receivers to make the crucial catches, particularly when the ball hits them in the hand.
Line of scrimmage is the 44. Kevin Falk has checked in, the 3rd down back on a 3rd and 3. David Patton, the motion man. Flags come down. Junior Seau coming over to make the stop. Look at his uniform. We haven't played 5 minutes of this game.
Well, Junior's going to get dirty. He's a warrior. And that time he came down in the A and B gap, and he likes to time up that blitz when he knows that they're running the football.
Offside, defense. Number 55, 5-yard penalty, first down.
And I'll say I will take chances. That's part of his game, and sometimes the chances don't work.
You'll see Junior coming up in the gap over the center, Damian Woody, and Bill Belichick says he likes to guess, but 90% of the time he guesses right because he's so good in his film study and his preparation for football games.
Gives them a first down, a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line after the offsides call. Play fake, well done. Brady setting it up, airing it out to the sideline, and Glenn catches cleanly at the 19-yard line. A 20-yard pass and catch, and Terry Glenn getting involved early.
And the play is effective because Tom Brady, as well as the running back Antoine Smith, they do a good job with the play fake. He'll stick the ball right into his stomach and pull it right out. But this is very poised for a young quarterback. Tom Brady showing some poise on the play action. Excellent route by Terry Glenn. He breaks it off and he's in position to make the catch. It's an excellent throw, well-designed play. Terry Glenn coming out being very productive early here in the ball game.
We asked Brady about Glenn during the week of practice. He said, I've never seen a more natural athlete. He stepped right in and didn't miss a beat. On first down, Brady, strong throw to the perimeter, and David Patton catches. Alex Moldham forced him out of bounds. A 9 or 10-yard gain, depending upon where they spot the football. And the Patriots in business inside the 10.
This is just a timing route to Patton as he breaks it off. Moulton's just given way too much room here, playing too high and can't react to the pass. Nice pass by Tom Brady and excellent catch by Patton. Just a timing route from the receiver to the quarterback.
How about the poise of Brady? We sat down with him. I know you were impressed.
I was impressed with his confidence. Very young quarterback coming in to replace a guy like Drew Bledsoe, who's thrown for over 3,000 yards in 7 consecutive seasons. Big shoes to fill, but he comes out and he's getting it done early in the ball game. They wanted to get him out to a good start, good rhythm, and he's doing it so far here today.
Inches away from picking up that first down. Drew Bledsoe has been so durable for this New England team through the years. And Tom Brady was just hoping to carve out a niche this year as the backup quarterback. He was brought into camp to compete with Damon Heward, the former Miami Dolphin. Brady wins that backup job, and then poof. After the Jet game, he finds himself as the full-time starter.
He's getting more snaps during the week in terms of preparation, so you're going to see him continue to get better each week as he's getting more snaps with practice and working with the first team.
2nd and inches for this New England offense. First possession of the game. Timing pattern. And incomplete. Terry Glenn in the vicinity in a matchup with Ryan McNeil. It'll be 3rd and short.
And that pass looked like it was overthrown, but really it was just an excellent job by the cornerback for the Chargers. Ryan McNeil did a good job of jamming Terry Glenn at the line of scrimmage and just really disrupted the timing of the route. So excellent defense. You'll see he'll give him a little room, but then he'll jam him just a little bit before the ball comes. And it was just really good play by Ryan McNeil.
3rd and inches. Going to keep this drive going. Inside handoff. Edwards runs into a wall and then pushes himself forward. And it should be enough for a first down. We'll see where they spot it. Just needed a couple of inches after that Patton catch.
Patriots have come out, and I think they've done a good job of mixing the run with the pass and trying to keep this Chargers defense off balance. But the Chargers have had 2 penalties on this drive, one against Ray Lee Johnson and Junior Seau. That tends to help the offense, and that's something I'm sure the defensive coaches for San Diego is really talking to their players. They have to calm down, settle down. This is their 2nd road trip in as many weeks, so they're going to have to settle down, play a little bit better, and not hurt themselves.
New England had just 69 yards passing in that loss to Miami last week, 149 yards of total offense. And now they'll face a 1st and goal from the 9. 3 receivers set. Long drive to open this thing up. Doug Flutie chomping at the bit just to get on this field and start making some magic happen. 1st and goal. Brady back. Brady avoids the rush. Floats it upstairs and out of the end zone, incomplete. Gerald Dixon was applying that pressure on young Tom Brady, and he did get rid of it.
And the reason why it works, you see Junior Seau, he comes up into the line, and what that does, it forces the offensive lineman to have to jump to him and try to pass protect, but it frees up another player. In this case, Gerald Dixon, he comes right up the middle, and he's scot-free because so much attention is given to Junior Seau, and he knows how to free up other defensive players in order to make plays. Consummate team player, but he can make big plays in his own right.
2nd and goal from the 9. First man through, it's Edwards, and San Diego sniffed it out. Rayleigh Johnson, first man to wrap him up, and then you saw all the white jerseys join in. That's a gain of 1.
Play selection here, I think, is a tad bit conservative. You get inside the red zone, and you run it with your fullback, Mark Edwards. You have no lead blocker against a defense that's one of the best in the league at stopping the run. I think you have to be a little bit more imaginative in terms of things you're going to do, try to get the ball into the end zone.
Offense has been stagnant throughout the season. Patriot defensive backs have scored more touchdowns than New England wide receivers, 2-1 this year. It's not a good sign, week 5.
Not a good sign at all.
3rd and goal from the 8. Brady has the time, puts it upstairs and too high once again for Glenn. It'll be 4th down. Double coverage, Glenn dealing with Molden and Jason Perry, and Brady could not find it.
Yeah, Perry and Molden, they'll just double right outside, coming over the top there, and that's what Terry Glenn is going to bring. He's going to draw the double coverage, so now you have to find other guys to get open. You're going to have to get the ball to Patton and Troy Brown, and I tell you, the tight end has really been absent from the passing game of the New England Patriots, and that's where they really miss a player like Ben Coates.
New England trying to get on the board first. Adam Vinatieri has been perfect this year, 6 of 6 on field goal attempts. This is a 26-yarder. Vinatieri leans into it and bangs it through. So the Patriots with a long drive to open play today against the visiting Chargers. 3-0 New England in front.
反則がやっぱりペトリオッツを逆に助けてしまいましたよね。
そうですよね。まあちょっと勢い込んで止めてやろうっていう気持ちが前に出過ぎた感じであります。
13 play, 60-yard drive for New England. Took up just over 5 minutes of action. A 26-yard field goal for Vinatieri. Kicks it off. Ronnie Jenkins on the return for the Chargers. Here's Jenkins accelerating across the 30-yard line and tackled down to the 32 by Patrick Pass. A 24-yard return. Doug Flutie will direct the San Diego offense when we return.
多少ね、
臆するところ
出てきますよね。それを狙ったんですけど、全然うまくいかなかったですね。
さあ、31ヤードのスタート時点は双方ね。
For the first time this season, San Diego has given up points in the first quarter of a game. They trail New England 3-0, and now Doug Flutie steps onto the field for the first time today to lead this Charger offense. A 1st and 10 from the 32. LaDainian Tomlinson, the dynamic rookie running back, gets the call on the first play from scrimmage for San Diego, and he gains 3. Bobby Hamilton with the stop. Well, Flutie is from Natick, Massachusetts, about 22 miles away from Foxborough, and he still keeps his residence here, but he did stay with the team in the team hotel the last 2 nights. You know, team curfew, he's got to deal with those kinds of issues.
The focus and concentration,
yeah. Flutie excited. He knows that a lot of fans were on his side in the pregame warm-ups, but he said once the game started, these are Patriot fans, not Flutie fans.
Right.
2nd and 7 from the 35. Flutie puts it in the air for the first time and zings it near side. Nowhere near Jeff Graham. It'll be 3rd and 7. Let's take a look at this San Diego offense. Much improved offense. Offensive line has been better than a year ago. Only 5 sacks allowed so far. They gave up 50 last year. McIntosh, Roundtree, Jaycox, Graham, and Vaughn Parker. Backs and receivers. Well, yes, Flutie has been a huge key, but without the man they're calling the offensive LT, LaDainian Tomlinson, I'm not sure this team would be 3-1 right now.
Well, he's an all-purpose back, prides himself on doing everything well, not just running the ball, but pass catching and blocking as well.
Crowd getting into it early on a 3rd and 7. Flutie way back in the pocket. Floats it out. Graham makes the catch and then hit quickly by Tabucky Jones. A gain of 4. They needed 7, and San Diego is forced to punt.
Bill Belichick came out and said, hey, we have to win on 3rd down, something they didn't do a good job last week down in Miami, and already they come out and force the Chargers to have to put the ball in the air. They're facing the 3rd medium, but they just come up, keep everything in front of them. Nice tackle, nice hit by Tabucky Jones on Jeff Graham.
And we'll get into what Belichick has figured out over the years in dealing with Flutie, and the key is mixing it up and changing it up, showing him different looks. Darren Bennett, who struggled the last 2 weeks for San Diego, gets a pretty good punt off.